I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. Ever since the Tua talking about lower injury, my feelings on the team have just been kind of in the shitter. You know what I'm saying? Like eh, watching Skylar Thompson and then Tim Boyle run the offense last week. I just don't have any confidence that we can really go against anyone and win. I will say this, right? Like for what it's worth, I think even though the defense's numbers don't look that good and they haven't really been put in the best positions, this will be the opponent that'll at least show us kind of where they're at because the Titans, listen, man, Will Levis, Herbie, I don't, people have actually varying opinions on him. I don't really think he's anything special. And he has a turnover problem, which once you see that and you're not a special player, that doesn't really do anybody any good. And the Dolphins have talent on defense, and we've seen glimpses of it, but they haven't really been put in a position to really like if they're gonna be on the field all game, Herbie, at some point you wear down. And that's really what we're gonna be leaning on, and we're just gonna have to hope that the Dolphins offense can get at least one or two good drives and that the defense takes on the spirit of the 2000 Ravens and keeps the Titans under like 14 points. You know what I mean? I don't really know what other avenue we have to win a game like this. Like I don't really expect the Miami offense to come out swinging. I'm actually not even quite sure who's starting. I mean, they said I think Skylar Thompson might be cleared to play, but they've also been coaching up Tyler Hundley, who was on the Ravens. But Herbie, either way you look at it, man, our offense is going to be so limited. I mean, we're going to be limited to like 6 or 7 plays. It looks like a bunch of screen plays, some outside zones because we can't run between the tackles. Losing Connor Williams was huge, Herbie. Like I didn't realize how losing Robert Hunt and Connor Williams would completely transform the effectiveness of our run game. Like you can see it. Like there are no holes opening for these guys. Devon Achane, Jalen Wright, like these guys have to manufacture yards because the offensive line is not blocking. So the effectiveness of our running game is diminished, and then the quarterback play is going to be at a bare minimum. So I don't know, Herbie. I'm not really expecting great things from the Dolphins in this game. I'll just be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. When it came to Tyler Huntley, we saw that they signed him and had him at the practice squad, but then he immediately got upgraded from practice squad to starter. How did you feel about that? Where were you with that? Because there's something that you said that I wanted to actually talk about, and that is once it came to fruition in regards to Tua's health and the finality of being put on the injured reserve or the PUP list, and knowing that at minimum he's not going to play for 4 games, potentially 6 games. And I'm getting the sense that you've already resigned on this season, bro. Like it's like you're just like whatever, right? So
I'm trying not to be Herbie. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to. I
It's
swear.
natural though. How like
I'm trying not to, man. I'm just
team is right. So you know what your team is without Tua. We had a whole segment dedicated to it. I made a short. You feel me? I made a clip. Like we talked about it in detail and ad nauseum. So it's natural. Like there's no other way but to feel like another season down the drain. But it's a shocker that it's this early into the season that you feel that way, or you have feelings that are in that nature, bro. So talk to me about that. Like, where are you mentally when it comes to this team?
I mean, look, when they decided to put Tyler Huntley in, I imagine it's because he's had success being a starter in when he was with Baltimore, right? But Baltimore has good pieces around him. Herbie, what I hope, this is what I just hope, right? I'll tell you what I hope. I hope that we could steal a game here and there. I don't know which games there will be. I don't know which games there will be. I don't know opponents will be. But because here's the thing, Herbie, the season is technically not over if Tua doesn't come back into a complete shit show. Like the last time Tua got hurt for a large number of games and he came back, we ended up winning 7 straight games. But Herbie, that's not happening this time because the back half of our schedule, the first half of our schedule was all the easy teams. This was the part of the schedule we were supposed to rack up victories, right? When you're playing the Colts, when you're playing the Titans, when you're playing the Cardinals. Like when Tua gets back, we're going to be playing the Jets, who might not even be all that. But listen, They'll be decent enough. They'll be good enough to play against us. We get the Bills again. We get a lot of tough teams in the back half. You know what I'm saying? We get the Texans. We get, I believe, the Niners. Like Herbie, like when Tua comes back, if the Dolphins don't win a game until he comes back, he'll be back to a 1-5, 1-16, and he'll have to try to.
At that point, what is it even worth playing him? Right? Like
Right.
That's one of those situations.
Seriously.
Where you're like, you know what, we might as well shut you down for the rest of the season. You can't come back to a season that's lost based off of your history, based off of how you have accumulated so many concussions in a short period of time. Like if he comes back and you guys are 1-5, you guys are going 1-16, bro. Like, because there ain't no point in putting him in. Like, you get right. The top 5 pick, buddy. Like,
there's nothing.
At this point, it's better for you guys to lose than to win meaningless games that won't matter in the grand scheme of things in regards to this season. It's better for you guys to get a top 5 pick to try to fill holes. You feel me? And then that becomes a whole different discussion because now that is, do you trust the people at the top? Do you trust the Chris Greer to get the best players available, right? But that's why you want to be in the top 5. If you're in the top 5, you're in the top 10, specifically in the top 5, you outside of quarterback, you almost luck into a top 5 player or a blue chip player, right? Because you have one of the earliest cracks at it. And let's just think about, and it's crazy that we're already having this discussion, bro. We're only at week 4. We're talking about like a top 5 draft pick, bro. But that's how fucked your season is, bro. I'm sorry, bro.